G'day folks, this is Admiral Revan speaking and welcome to this video. This is my video in tribute to thanking MWave Australia and a bit of a review and spiel about them. So definitely go check them out real soon. But before we get into that, let's start off by talking about our sponsor. Our sponsor is Stream Captains, who has been very beneficial to my community and franchise, what I've been doing online for game streaming. As a streamer, you'll be able to interact with the viewers around the world and have a great loads of fun and enjoyment. It's actually fantastic because you can upgrade your units and actually participate in campaigns, dungeons, and different events, which was beneficial for you and actually can gain sponsorships. With that being said, you can actually form a good partnership with Stream Captains because it helps you build your community. And as a streamer and a viewer, you actually can help each other out. As a viewer, you'll be able to upgrade your units, watch the person who's streaming, and actually have fun interacting with them and having a good time. As a streamer, you can do it vice versa and actually interact with your audience and have a good time as well. The good thing about it as a viewer that you can actually purchase skins of what the streamer has and actually have a great time getting to know each other. And honestly, just have a ball completing campaigns, killing bosses and whatnot. So definitely I would recommend this to anyone who wants to get Stream Captains in the near future. It is a free-to-play game. You actually can play on your mobile device as well as your PC, and honestly you will have a great time. So definitely I would recommend it highly. Now, before I get going, I will talk about one other thing. So it's World of Warships. World of Warships is a great free-to-play game that you can play online with your friends in the North American community as well as Asia, as well as the EU community and also CIS. Now, this franchise, it has a good variety of gamers around the world where you can interact and have fun. You have a variety of warships of different nations and comprised of cruisers, destroyers, battleships, carriers, and submarines. Submarines is like something that has been testing for quite a while, but we look forward to seeing that anytime soon. With that being said, you can actually have fun with teams around the world, participate in the clan, and join up and have fun and participate against tournaments or clan events and whatnot. With that being said, you actually can just have a great time, meet people around the world, and enjoy yourself. So, I am Admiral Revan. It is nice to meet you, and it's great to be here. So, I want to start off by saying a big thank you to MWave Australia. So, MWave Australia, I want to start off with saying a couple of things. Now, the company itself is fantastic. I don't know where to begin or how to say this, but I will show you what MWave Australia is. So MWave Australia is an Australian company that's based in New South Wales as well as in Victoria that have been pretty beneficial. They have a good well laid out website that you can interact with, as well as get some custom builds for like gaming machines, business machines, and so forth. I mean, like, this is actually one way, getting people on board. If you're after less hardware, like for example for video cards and stuff like that, or finding bundles like this one here, it's actually very beneficial to you. And honestly, I would recommend MWave Australia hands down. Now, MWave Australia has been very beneficial, so I will introduce you to the first build that I purchased most recently from them, which is the AMD Ryzen 9 system. So the AMD Ryzen 9 system is actually a pretty standard build system. You get the processor, which is in my hand here, as well as the motherboard, which is the B550 Aorus Master Edition. Very nice equipment that look very good. Honestly, I thought about, and yeah, it looks great. The one thing I can say is that the processor, when you look on the side of it, here's the processor inside the box. Believe it or not, most of it's plastic because it's only protecting the CPU. There's a manual and guide in there. It's all good. So I have to admit, Intel does the same idea with their padding as well, and I still don't understand it. But you know, big box and you know what I mean. But yeah, I think it's great, honestly. But this motherboard is the B550 Aorus Master Edition gaming motherboard, and well recommended around the world. Honestly, for what it's worth, I mean, like, I really have enjoyed it. It's got like the manuals and everything that um, inside the box. No doubt, you can see the motherboard is all in the plastic in a way, but you know, it's well laid out. Good padding, good protection, everything like that. And it's got manuals and that, guides inside as well. I don't think you'll have a problem with it, honestly, putting it together. So, if you do have problems putting it together for the first time, MWave Australia's customer support is fantastic. Also, there are YouTube videos like J2Cents as well as Linus Tech Tips that you could refer to for guides and advice. There are plenty of people out there if you want to check out. Google's your friend, also YouTube. Now, as much as like that's one of the best things about it all, I also will introduce this. So, when I bought this a couple months ago from MWave Australia, basically I bought the Stream Deck, and this Stream Deck has been very beneficial to myself, the streaming, the community, everything. Ever since I had it, I can't go without it. Big thank you again, MWave, for helping me out to get this. Basically, ever since I have used it, I can customize my keys, do different scenes and transitions like so, like this. But yeah, it's definitely fantastic, and I honestly, no regrets, no regrets. Behind me is actually I got good old Elgato green screen, which I'm happy to show you. So, which is pretty fantastic. It is pretty straightforward. It's like the one that can mount on the floor and actually pull it up. So that's pretty fantastic. Now, while I'm here, I will talk about a couple other things as well. So, here is the Corsair HX1000 HX1000 power supply from Corsair. Great power supply, good plug to play features. It has all the leads and everything in there, which is very handy. Very versatile and well recommended. I definitely would recommend this to anyone. Especially if you're a first timer for putting things together. Okay? So definitely, if you're a first timer putting a game rig together, I would recommend it. The other thing I would recommend is the Corsair Vengeance RAM. Corsair Vengeance RAM is fantastic. It's great all around. It does the job. It's 32 gigs, but I did get two of these, so I got 64 gigs in total, which is fantastic. For 3600 megahertz, it's pretty decent speed for AMD in a way, and they definitely do recommend it online. So pretty much they was told what the reason why, thanks to the customer support and what they've been doing. They actually tell you exactly, what is recommended for it, and honestly, this is, breathtaking experience. It is very well done, well thought through, and MWave, again, thank you so much. But the Corsair fan that I got in my hand here, it is very beneficial. It's a nice 140mm LED fan, which is pretty decent to do what I have to do anyway. Honestly, I couldn't go without it again. Good for static pressure fan, especially during winter as well as during summertime. Good to keep the machine cool in a way. My case fan that I had in there currently is on its way out. This is why I got one. So that's actually pretty beneficial. Now, while that's all well and good, the one thing that I got myself recently is the good old Audio Technica AT2020 USB microphone. Very nice. It's a good setup. It's actually going to be great once I put it together. It's going to be fantastic, man. Overall, it's going to be a good game rig. Everything's going to be nice for it. It's got good sound quality, podcasting, studio, audio. It depends how you use it, but honestly, for home studio recording, podcasting, streaming, voiceovers, and that, I would highly recommend this to any streamer. The Yeti microphone that I'm using down here, it is actually pretty beneficial as well. I had this microphone for over 18 months now, and it's going strong. But if you're into better sound quality for yourself, I would go with this one hands down for myself. But there's also Rode microphones and a few other brands as well that might be more beneficial for you for what you do. So, anyways, thanks MWave for that. Now, there's one more thing that I want to show, and that is this one. This is the CPU cooler, which is the RGB H115i Corsair Hydro Cooling CPU cooling fan. Very nice, very beneficial, does the job, and it's great for high performance. Honestly, I had no troubles with it. I think it's going to be good. Pretty much, in the long run. So, why have I chosen MWave? Well, basically, MWave to me has been very beneficial in the long run. They have been good to me with their customer support, the service. They really care about their customers as well as what they do. They actually ask, are you using it for this? Are you using it for that? They ask you for simple questions to get to understand you. Especially when I had this AMD Ryzen 9 5900X bundle, I couldn't go wrong with it. They definitely recommended it because when I was streaming and gaming, they said to me that you need more cores. It's nice to have more cores and good threads, and AMD has that hand down in comparison to Intel. Now, Intel, don't get me wrong, Intel has been a very good gaming platform for the way they set up for over the years, and they have maintained the cooling for so long over the years, and nothing against Intel. But the trouble with Intel was that they don't have more cores to handle, like the load for whatever they want to do. And AMD, in my own honest opinion here, has risen over the hurdle for that and actually seized the moment to say, well, even though we can produce more cores than half the price what Intel is selling, that's well worth it in the end. When I was talking to a representative from MWave about it, he definitely recommended the Ryzen 9. So basically, in comparison to my Intel 9 9900KF versus the Ryzen 9 5900X, I recommend this for streaming and gaming, no doubt. The more cores you have, the better you have performance and for your streams as well. And the more threads you have, it's beneficial anyway. Intel, on the other hand, is pretty definitely good with the gaming PC. So don't get me wrong, both machines are great. It just depends how you use it and what you use it for. If you use AMD or Intel for video editing stuff, the common answer I would give you is that I find that Ryzen would be the best way to go with it. Then again, if you're doing for streaming purposes and gaming as well, hardcore, Ryzen will be the way to go, but also Intel. Now, the thing is that it depends of what video card you get with it. Now, thanks to MWave, they suggested that I would get the 3080 Ti for top-end gaming if I wanted to, but the previous cards for NVIDIA, like the 3060 and that, will be beneficial as well. Now, honestly, MWave has great customer service. MWave has done a great job for their products and who they care for. If I were to get a sponsorship with MWave, I definitely would support them back through and through as a streamer, and definitely will not hesitate to continue, producing good reviews for them. Honestly, I could not go wrong with MWave. I really could not. So, MWave Australia, thank you so much. I mean, really do appreciate what you've done. Definitely, you have great franchise, and also thank you for your awesome customer service and support as well. And honestly, my friends, yeah, I definitely would go to MWave in the long term. If you have any hassles with doing warranty returns or anything like that, they're pretty understanding in a way. Given with the whole situation with the pandemic today and everything, they have risen to the challenge, and they do expect a little, patience from us. But you know what? Honestly, from my point of view, MWave Australia, hands down, thank you so much, guys. You're doing great. So that brings me to completing this video for you. Ladies and gentlemen, MWave Australia is definitely the way to go. I would definitely go check them out. It's mwave.com.au for those who live in Australia, and also definitely go check it out. I think it's available for New Zealand, but to be honest, go check it out. Definitely in the long term. So thanks everybody, and keep up the good work, MWave. Keep up the good work.